Hello everyone, my name is Jaybird and welcome back to AIRIS. Before we get things started, I just want to say, I dyed my hair today. It's semi-permanent and it's not the whole hair, just has this sort of ombre effect to it, so yeah. Obviously you're not gonna see anything, but it's red and it looks good. Maybe one day I'll show you, but probably not, because my webcam sucks on my laptop. But anyways, without any further ado, let's get right back to the game. God.
Just so you know, this doesn't mean I've forgiven you.
I run my fingers through her fur gently, scratching her head. I know. Thanks for coming with me anyway, Teddy.
I didn't really want to, but you need someone to keep an eye on you. What are we even doing?
Just taking a nice walk around town. Teddy gives me an incredulous look, swatting at me with her paw.
Seriously? What am I, your pet dog that you have to take out for a walk on a leash?
Yes. You don't want to roll over for belly rubs and pets and nice treats?
No? What is wrong with you, Ilya?
Teddy has an unfronted pout on her face, but her ears are twitching in embarrassment. I can't help but giggle. I can't giggle. I'm doing some investigation of my own today, so I'll be walking around town, observing and listening to others.
What are we supposed to be looking for?
I give a small shrug, averting my gaze. We'll know when we see it, I guess. If Carlin is right, and the spell that filters my perception is failing for some unknown reason, then I should be able to see the truth. Sweeping my gaze around me, I'm startled by the amount of glowing gemstones, red, blue, green, purple, all flashing innocently from necklaces, brooches, belts. How can you tell if something's, flashing innocently? I'm flashing you innocently! Oh, well, I guess that makes sense in that context a little bit. I mean, I did some shit when I was a kid. I didn't know what the fuck was wrong. I'm pretty sure a lot of kids went up and, flashed people. Oh, look at this, look at my body. I don't mean, 10-year-olds. I mean, toddlers. Because I remember doing that. You just didn't understand your body, so you're just look at this thing I have. And they're just yep, okay, stop. Please, stop. So I guess you can flash innocently. Never mind. I have to debunk that. It doesn't take long for me to notice how the players keep to themselves, only glancing at my fellow vassals from the guild with fascination before returning to their conversations. Wearing a casual smile and hoping I don't appear suspicious, I stride closer to a nearby group of players, straining to hear their words. Need to level up more. I still haven't met the requirement to wear this piece of armor yet. What does your character do when you're off? Sleep? Mine has gotten me a good level in the past week. What the hell, man? That's so unfair. All mine has done is gotten debuffs from injuries. Well, unlucky, man. Come on, we can do a quick dungeon run together to get you some EXP. I'll go and see if Raylan is free to join us.
What? What's so special about this? Are we trying to eavesdrop on? What are we trying to eavesdrop on? God.
I glance at Teddy in curiosity, ducking my head to whisper to her. What do you actually hear?
What? The same as you?
Humor me, won't you? Teddy gives me a strange look but complies.
Just boring old stuff about how the blonde guy is out of gold and the dark-haired guy is teasing him for sleeping all week when he was off duty. Now they're discussing about going to that dungeon together. What's that name again? Tunnels of Despair or something like that.
I can hardly hide the shock from my face. Kylan's right. The spell... The players begin to move away, and anxiously I begin to follow them, but my attention is grabbed by the loud and heated discussion of a passing group of vassals that I recognize. It's been hours! The patrol was supposed to be back before dawn! Something must have gone wrong. Something must have gone wrong. We need to go after them. Is the guild in trouble? Has something happened this morning? They should be fine. Isn't that mage with them? Their water healing magic is top class. Are they talking about? Yes, but still, no matter how powerful Lyle is, they are just one mage. What if they ran into an ambush? I think we should send reinforcements to at least check on them. Lyle? They were out on patrol and still haven't returned? I spit on my screen. Gross. Worry blossoms in my chest, and I could feel Teddy tugging at my sleeve, sending me a concerned look as well. We don't have the authority to send out backups or search party. The higher ups at the guild are already notified, but they think we should give it more time before taking action. We can unofficially go out as a party to look for them. It's better to be safe than sorry. If our comrades are really captured or killed... Did I really say sorry? I'm turning Canadian, guys! We need to know as soon as possible to make preparations for the retrieval or for defense against another attack. We don't have enough people for this. What should I do? I want to learn more about the players, but Lyle might be in trouble. Would Lyle even want me to go help them, though, after what happened between us last time? Fun tip, guys. Do you not want to yawn? Perfect. When you start to yawn, just turn that yawn into a scream, and then you won't be yawning anymore. You'll be screaming instead. Send Teddy to help and join them later after eavesdropping on the players some more. Offer to help search for Lyle's patrol with them now. I have to offer to help search for Lyle's patrol with them now. Yep. That's what it told me to do. Damn it. I really want to hear what the players are talking about, but Lyle's safety is more important. Stumbling forward, I raise my voice so that I can be heard above the growing argument among the party. Wait! If you're going, take me with you. And my bear companion. She can help. They all stop mid-sentence to look at me, their gazes flickering between Teddy and me, and the warrior returns to look at the mage who had protested about their numbers with smugness. There's the party you need. The trail ends here. There are signs of a camp here, but where have they gone now? The warrior bends over, observing the remains of the campfire and reaching out to touch the ashes. It looks recent. I don't think they could have gone far. Let's split up and look around. Be careful. If anyone gets in trouble, shout and the rest of us will come running. I give a curt nod and we all scatter in different directions, some of them shouting the names of the missing patrol party members. Teddy stays close to my side, surprisingly quiet for once. Putting on a false smile, I pet Teddy to reassure her. Don't worry, we'll find them. Teddy doesn't reply, merely giving a tiny nod. I pick a random direction and begin to make my way deeper into the forest, looking left and right for any sign of Lyle. Right when I'm about to give up and head back to the location of the camp, I hear some rustling, and then the unmistakable sound of Lyle's voice. Aelia, what are you doing here? Lyle, you're safe! Overwhelmed with relief, I roll around and throw my arms around them, giving them a tight hug. Next to me, Teddy is clinging onto their leg, her eyes closed in happiness. I am. What's going on? Why are you here? A few of us from the guild gathered our own search party to look for you guys when we heard the patrol party still hasn't returned. What happened? Where's the rest of your group? They're down by the river. Everyone's fine. We got ambushed by some creatures on patrol, and half of us got pretty bad injuries. I've healed them so they aren't in any mortal danger, but they're asleep for my potions, and it's not wise to move them right now. We were going to head back as a group before night falls. I let out a sigh of relief at the good news, and I beamed down at Teddy. Teddy, go and find the rest of the search party to tell them the news, won't you? I'll go to the river with Lyle first. Sensing the importance of this task, Teddy doesn't whine about being the messenger girl as she normally would, and only nods before darting off in the direction we came from. I'm really glad you're safe, Lyle. I was worried. Lyle's eyes soften, and they wrap an arm around me as comfort. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to worry you. Thank you for coming to look for me, even after. Lyle gives a wordless shrug, both of us knowing full well what they are referring to. You're still my best friend. And I guess you were half right about Kylan. He really was hiding something important. As are everyone else in town except the guild, I guess. Lyle stiffens, their eyes widening into the size of saucers. Wait, what did you just say? What did Kylan tell you? Unthinkingly, I reply with honesty. About the other realm and something about AIRIS being a game. I don't know. It's still confusing to me. He actually told you about that? Lyle's interesting choice of words doesn't escape my notice, and my eyes narrow in suspicion at them. You sound more surprised at the fact that he told me the secret than the secret itself. Wait. Why can you even understand what I'm saying about the other realm in the game? Shouldn't there be a mind-altering spell on everyone in the guild that changes their perception of anything relating to the secret? Even Teddy was affected by the same magic. The realization slowly dawns on me, and Lyle winces as though they can sense my train of thought. You knew about this, didn't you? Was this part of the proof that you said you had against Kylan? You knew about the possession and the players in the game and everything, and you didn't tell me? I don't know what you're talking about. Lyle lets out a nervous chuckle, stammering through their words. Of course I know the official guild drinking game. What are you talking about? You're acting weird today. I step closer to Lyle. Bitch, I ain't talking about a drinking game! Pointing my finger at their chest. My voice is low and threatening, filled with venom and seething anger. Stop lying to me. You can stop acting like you're still under the mind-altering spell, if you ever were in the first place. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? I don't. Stop trying to lie to me! Even Kylan told me the truth, and you're still trying to lie to my face after being my best friend for 5 years? Lyle deflates at my shout, their shoulders slumping as they turn, walking a few steps away from me. I didn't want to keep it from you. I didn't have a choice. Besides, you wouldn't have believed me if I told you. Don't give me that excuse! Kylan told me and I believed him. If I had heard this from you, I would have accepted it from you without a doubt because you're supposed to be my best friend. Lyle flinches, shaking their head. I honestly didn't think. I don't understand. Why would you even believe such a crazy tale from Kylan in the first place? Why would I believe Kylan's crazy story in the first place? I had a gut feeling that it was the right explanation. He didn't seem to be lying. It makes sense and explains some of the strange things. It makes sense and explains some of the strange things. That's what we're supposed to say. Makes sense and explains some of the strange things. Okay. Honestly, I didn't at first. But when I think about it, it does make sense and explains some of the weird things that have been happening lately. My blackouts, the hallucination of my brooch glowing, the shopkeeper's strange conduct. I didn't want to believe him, but I had to. Lyle still has a look of disbelief on their face, staring at me in confusion. Just like that? That's the only reason? Stop trying to change the subject. I'm really disappointed in you, Lyle. Hurt wells up inside me, causing my throat to close for a moment, and I have to swallow repeatedly before I can continue. And to think, while you were making accusations about Kylan being untrustworthy and a traitor, you're the one who has been lying to me all along and betraying my trust. Lyle's mouth twists into a scowl, and I'm surprised to see a flash of real anger in their normally gentle eyes. I do not compare me to that traitor. He hasn't told you everything, I assume. And if you're still defending him like this... Do you know who he really is, Alia? What are you talking about? Did he not tell you that he's a spy from the other realm? Did he not mention that he's the one who spread the plague in the first place that made the creatures go insane and begin to attack people? Stunned into silence, I can only stare at Lyle with wide eyes. Their lips curl up into a sardonic smile, an unfamiliar, chilling expression for them. I guess he did not tell you that after all. He wouldn't. No, there must be some mistake. Whether it's a mistake or not, go ask him yourself. Lyle turns on their heels, and with their cape billowing behind them, they leave without another word. Shit.
This is it, I think.
We pause in front of the lone cottage, eyeing the building.
This should be where Kylan lives.
Right. Good job, Teddy. Neither of us moves. Teddy tilts her head to peer up at me.
Are you sure you want to do this, Alia? You know we're breaking and entering, right? This isn't like you.
I hesitate, but then I nod with determination. I have to, Teddy. I need to know once and for all if Lyle is right about Kylan and if I can trust him.
What do you even expect to find in his house? What happened between you and Lyle that suddenly brought this on?
Nothing. I don't know. I hope there's nothing for me to find.
You're not mistaking it. You're not making any sense, Alia.
Neither am I. I know. Taking a deep breath to prepare myself, I inch forward and place my hand on the door. I test it with a small push, but it doesn't budge. Locked. Reaching into my pocket to retrieve the small bag of magic powder I purchased earlier and brought along exactly for this purpose, I sprinkle a pinch of powder on the door. Immediately, it swings open with a small creak. Keeping my footsteps light, I enter the house, but before I can dig around, Teddy suddenly hisses next to me.
He's here!
My heart leaps into my throat, but I force myself to stay calm and composed for Teddy's sake. Here? In the house?
Yes! I can smell him! He's somewhere in the house. What should we do? Should we leave?
Pausing to think for a moment, I shake my head. No. You know what? Bring me to him, Teddy. If I can observe what he's doing without him realizing, that might give me the answer I need. Teddy gives me a dubious look, but she doesn't refuse and just sniffs the air loudly, her nose twitching.
This way.
Ooh.
There he is. Be careful. Don't get caught.
I hold my breath and poke my head around the door, just enough to peek inside. The sound of Kylan's voice makes my heart leap to my throat for a second as I hurriedly return to hiding against the wall, thinking that he must have noticed my presence, but then I realize he's talking to someone else instead. Contacted me for a while. Where is he? A woman's voice echoes through the room, an arrogant, slow drawl. You don't need to worry about him. He's fine. Just focus on your task at hand. Who is that? Who is he speaking to? Peeking into the room again, I catch a glimpse of a small glowing figure on the desk, which I immediately recognize as the result of a long-distance communication spell. Kylan isn't a mage. How did he... Perhaps the woman he's talking to is a mage who cast the spell. Who is she? Kylan has never mentioned being friends with another mage before. I'm working on it. There's a limit as to how much I can do with the ridiculously outdated technology here. Kylan's voice is terse. I don't know what that means. We don't care how you do it. Just figure out why the creatures have rebelled from your control, preferably before settlement. I'm trying. Wait. What do you mean, settlement? What do you mean, settlement? Don't tell me. No. So he was right. I thought he was being his overly paranoid self, but he was actually right this time? Is that why he hasn't logged in for a while? Logged in for a week? What did you do to him? I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Just do as you're told, Doctor. Wait! No, you can't do this! These are real people and... Kylan's angry rant turns into a loud string of curses as I assume the woman ended the communication abruptly. Meanwhile, I'm still frozen in place, unable to move. I may not understand half of their conversation, but I heard enough to understand the implication of their words. I was right. My mind's spinning. I'm still trying to process everything I heard when Kylan suddenly stumbles out of the room, still cursing, and freezes when he sees me pressed up against the wall, wide-eyed. Good job, me! That's why you don't break and enter into people's houses and spy on them, because you're gonna be found out. You fucking idiot. Oh no, I'm so scared about what he's gonna do. Alia, wait, what are you doing here? He takes one look at my face and understanding dawns on him. His eyes close, a pained expression crossing his face, and he lets out a low curse. Fuck! Fuck. How much did you hear? Enough to know Lyle is right about you. Whatever Lyle told you, it's not like that. Not exactly. Please let me explain. Kylan moves a step closer to me, and I immediately back away, pulling my sword out of its sheath in a swift movement and pointing it at him. He goes still, raising his hands in surrender. No, I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and you're going to answer them truthfully. Do you hear me? Kylan gives a slow nod, his eyes dim with guilt. Are you or are you not from the other realm? A long silence, and then Kylan gives a small jerk of his head that I take as agreement. Hurt explodes in my chest at his admission, and I almost double over at the realization that he's been lying to me all along. Even when he told me the truth about the players, he was still lying about his involvement. And to think I actually forgave him, trusted him, and reprimanded Lyle for falsely accusing him. Alia, please. No. Second question. Did you or did you not cause the plague 10 years ago? Alia. Answer me! Yes or no? Carlin's answer is so quiet I almost didn't hear him. Yes. Yes. I shouldn't be surprised, but somehow I am. Forcing myself to appear calm, I continue to point my sword at him. Last question. What should I ask him? What else can I even say to him? Why would you do this? Do you know how many people have suffered because of your actions? Why didn't you tell me before? This one. Do you know how many people have suffered because of your actions? Yep. Rage causes my voice to tremble, and Kylan winces, his eyes a mixture of guilt, regret, and sorrow. I know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't want this. I didn't want to do any of this. Please, Alia, you have to believe me. Please, just listen. He choked slightly, sounding almost close to tears, but I cut him off. I'm not going to listen to anything else you say. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of your mouth anymore. I realize with embarrassment that my hand is shaking, and for half a second I imagine stabbing this traitor, but the thought is gone as quickly as it came. I can't do this. I saw my sword back into place, turning around without a word. Alia, wait. Please, can we just... No, don't come after me. I don't want to see you again. I mean it. I'm lying. I want to see Kylan again. We should just listen. We should just hear him out, okay? He's probably being, forced to do this, okay? It's probably not entirely all his fault. Sure, he carried out the actions, but... You never know. He could have been, threatened with his life. He could have been, desperate for, money. You never know. That's why you gotta listen. You can't just shut people away, because that doesn't solve anything. That doesn't solve anything. My face. Ugh. Teddy, let's go. Teddy, who has been looking between the two of us all this time with a baffled expression due to her still being under the mind-altering spell, follows me obediently, her face still a picture of confusion. Once again, for the second time in 3 days, I find myself running away from Kylan, trying to leave the awful, awful truth behind me. You can't run away from the truth! The truth will find you and kill you! Before you know it. And then, death. I lift the glass to my mouth to take another sip, then realize it's already empty. Fuck, I hate it when that happens. It's like, God damn it, I have to get up and get another drink. With a sigh, I slammed the glass back onto the table and pushed myself to my feet. Hold on. I have a glass. Hold on. Well, it's not a glass, it's plastic. But here you go. Here. There was juice in that. I forgot. I got juice everywhere. Oh, fuck me. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot there was juice in that. Good thing I have a towel in my... Actually, no, I have paper towels. Good thing I have paper towels. Sorry, I just got juice everywhere, okay? Shit tracks ants. I got it on my drawing pad, too. God damn it. Well, at least it's not too much. It's like a droplet or two, but it got... Oh, God. Sorry. I had to... I can't believe I forgot there was apple juice in that. Oh my god, I'm a fucking moron. Oh. I shouldn't have done that. I'm a fucking retard. No, there's apple juice on my drawing pad. I'll have to wash it. Well, not the entire drawing pad, but like there's like a little like fabric tag on it that completely soaked up the apple juice, so I'm gonna have to rinse that out with water or something. God, this thing is dirty. Oh, God, that was too much excitement for me. Sorry. I'm completely salting this episode right now because I spilled apple juice everywhere. I'm a fucking moron. Did I say that? I'm just gonna say it again. God, that was fucking retarded. Oh. Okay. Everything seems to be fine now. Better be fucking worth it. I'm gonna be pissed if my bike didn't pick that up. Oh god, it's wet. Ugh. Okay, I gotta hurry this up. Oh, there's still stuff on my fucking drawing pad. This is the worst. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to clean this. Fuck. And that's why you don't slam filled fucking glasses. Because you're gonna spill it everywhere. Fuck. Time to go back home, I guess. I turn to leave, but I freeze at the familiar face peering down at me with a frown. There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you. Hello, Lyle. Goodbye, Lyle. I tried to brush by them, but they grabbed my arm, refusing to let me pass. Have you been avoiding me? You? Not really. Maybe a little. Kylan, then. I scowl, trying to twist my arm from the grasp, but Lyle holds on tightly. Don't say his name in front of me. Teddy told me you've been acting weird all week since you went to Kylan's house. Depressed, barely leaving the house, not even accepting any of the quests that you'd usually jump at. She doesn't understand what's going on, but I do. What happened with Kylan? Nothing. Just that you were right and I was wrong after all. I'm just a stupid idiot for trusting him. Should have listened to you in the first place. Mal frowns in concern as their intelligent eyes search my face. You liked him, didn't you? That's why you're still so down in the dumps after you discovered the truth about him. I ignore the slight ping in my chest at Lyle's words and force an amused snort of laughter. Me? Liked him in the romantic way? Don't be silly. I never thought of him that way. Liar. Feeling my cheeks begin to burn, I turn my face away, finally managing to fling Lyle's arm away. Doesn't matter. He's a liar and a traitor, and I can't believe I ever trusted him. What did he even tell you, Elia? This is important. I need to know. Despite Lyle's dear concern, there's an eagerness in their voice that I know has nothing to do with me, but everything to do with Kylan's admission. Moreover, I still haven't forgiven Lyle for keeping me in the dark about something as important as the other realm in the player's possession. I can't help but hesitate. Should I tell Lyle about Kylan's admission to his crimes? What about Kylan's conversation with the unknown mage that I overheard? Tell Lyle everything, stay silent. I'm supposed to tell Lyle everything! For all their faults, they are still my best friend. Besides, they already knew about what Kylan had to say. They were the one who told me about it in the first place. So I give a small nod, crossing my arms in front of my chest. He admitted to being from the other realm and the one who spread the plague in the first place 10 years ago. I also overheard him talking to someone, a female mage perhaps, who is likely from the other realm. He's been given some sort of task for selling or something, I don't know. What? What does that mean? Do you know what they meant? Why would I? That's all I know, and that's all you're getting from me. Now leave me alone. I haven't forgiven you for your involvement in keeping me in the dark about the other realm either. Elia, look, this is important. It's for AIRIS, so... Don't you dare try to insinuate that I'm disloyal to my country after everything I've done for AIRIS, including agreeing to literally having my body possessed at random intervals. I've told you everything I know. Now leave. Lyle closes their mouth without another word, merely staring at me in frustration. Oh no! Alia. The familiar voice causes me to stiffen, and I keep my gaze firmly ahead, refusing to look around to turn around to look at him. You. Go away, she doesn't want to talk to you. While Lyle did say what's on my mind, I can't help but feel a flare of annoyance at Lyle speaking on my behalf without permission. I can speak for myself, Lyle. I don't want to talk to either of you, so both of you, please leave. Now! Elia, please. It's been a week. Would you please listen to my explanation now? There's nothing for you to explain, and I'm not interested in hearing it. I only need a few minutes of your time. Please, I just want to explain. Feeling a migraine coming on, I collapse into a chair and rub my forehead. Will the two of you please just leave me alone? I promise I'll leave you alone after this if you just let me explain. I won't bother you again. I swear. Your word isn't really worth much. Sighing, I peek at him out of the corner of my mind. What? 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 You don't see things with your mind. You see things with your ass. What? 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 Against my better judgment, I find that I'm actually curious to hear what Kylan has to say. Fine. 10 minutes. That's all you get. Haley, are you seriously going to? I silence Lyle with a glare, and they stalk off in anger without another word. Aw. You wanted to talk, right? So talk. Can we please go somewhere more private? To my house? I have something to show you as well. I narrow my eyes in suspicion at him, but he seems to be genuine, meeting my gaze head-on without fear. One of my hands goes to the sword at my side, and I give him a menacing glare. Try anything funny like attempting to murder me so I can't expose your secrets, and I'll cut you to shreds. I won't. Jesus Christ, Alia! Calm the fuck down! Woo! I won't. I would never. Kylan looks so horrified that I find myself relaxing, unwillingly believing him. Fine, lead the way then. Thank you. You won't regret it, I swear. So, what did you want to show me? Better hurry up. Your 10 minutes starts now. Right, here. Kylan scrambles for his desk, digging through his books and scrolls until they're all flying off his desk and into every corner of his room. Sorry, here it is. Kylan holds out a small, worn book, looking more frazzled than I've ever seen him. What's this? Taking the book with a wary glance, I flip through it quickly. Numbers and messily scrawled words that I don't understand jump out of the pages at me, but I pause when I reach the second half of the book, where I begin to see the words plague and cure more and more often amidst the numbers and diagrams. Why are you showing me this? I don't understand. I've been looking for and working on a cure to the plague. I know you wouldn't believe me if I just said that, so thought I'd offer some proof. This is my latest journal, where I keep my notes about my research. Snapping the book shut, I return it to Kylan! Fuck! Kylan! Not Lyle! Kylan! Fuck! Who accepts it silently. Why? If you released the plague in the first place, why are you trying to cure the creatures? Are you not working for the other realm? It's complicated. I don't know where to start. The beginning would be a good place. Kylan clears his throat, rubbing the back of his neck. Right. I should start with my life in the other realm, then. I was born in the other realm, a place we call Earth. It's a land where technology is everything, a land where technology has made impossible things possible. Like what? Kylan appears surprised at my introduction, his eyes growing animated as he launches into an explanation. Many things. For example, we've gone into space and colonized 3 different planets. We've figured out how to slow down growth so that an average person's lifespan is doubled or even tripled. Time travel, we aren't quite there yet, but... Kylan seems to realize that he has lost me somewhere in the middle of his ramble, and he blushes before clearing his throat. Sorry, I got carried away. As I was saying, I was always fascinated by science and technology. Even when I was a child, I would attempt to take apart everything in my house, trying to figure out how they work and whether I can recreate it. I was lucky enough to graduate early and start a career in science. My research field was to look for the existence of other dimensions and realms. Around 10 years ago, I succeeded and discovered AIRIS. I was overjoyed. And in my excitement, I did something spontaneous and stupid. Without thorough testing, I used the transporter I had created to teleport myself to AIRIS, expecting that if it worked, taking me to AIRIS, surely it'd take me home from AIRIS just fine. Clearly, I had to pay the price for my impulsiveness and arrogance, and I was stuck here in AIRIS and couldn't go back. Kylan pauses, running his hands through his hair in frustration with a faraway look in his eyes as he recalls his tale. I find myself leaning forward, captivated by his strange, unbelievable story. Go on. Thankfully, I still had a transmitter with me, so I could communicate with my colleagues back at home. But after what happened with the teleporter, I wasn't sure whether and how long the transmitter would continue to work. We had to come up with an idea to get me back home fast. Kylan clearly begins to get agitated, wringing his hands while pacing around the room. Fuck! Then the higher-ups got involved. They didn't want me to leave. For all our technological advancements, we could never figure out the secret to magic. They wanted me to stay in AIRIS and learn how magic works and bring it back to Earth. They came up with this idea. VR MMORPGs are extremely common back in Earth, with fictional worlds that are very similar to AIRIS. I've already discovered the link between the worlds that allowed me to teleport here, so surely I could utilize the link to connect the AIRIS people with the minds of our people that allow Earthlings to explore AIRIS while still safely in Earth. I'll spare you the details of how the link works, but I knew in theory it would work. The problem was, how do we make this happen? How do we make the AIRIS people agree to this? Why would they? Then they thought of a way. AIRIS has been peaceful for too long. It's not surprising that they'd be at a loss if a war were to occur now. A war between humans and the insane creatures. But back in Earth, we had devised a biological weapon, a sort of plague that would turn the victims into mindless soldiers. As the teleporter I created worked one way only, they sent me a sample of the virus and told me to infect the creatures to start a war. I make a small sound of anger and Carlin winces, turning away from me as though he's too afraid to see my expression. I didn't want to. I really didn't. But they promised me that if I can create a mental link between the AIRIS people and Earthlings, they'll find a way to bring me back home. Perhaps not physically, but if they can experiment on how the consciousness can be transferred between bodies, they can bring my consciousness back to a different body on Earth. I just wanted to go back home. I have a brother, a little brother back at home waiting for me. My career, my life, everything I've worked for. So I followed up my orders and you know the rest. I know I was wrong. I know I've done so many unforgivable things and lied to so many people, including you. I'm sorry. I know it doesn't mean anything, but I really am sorry, and I just wanted to go back home. I felt so guilty all these years, but I thought it would be alright since I can control the infected creatures and try to minimize the damage. But now the virus has mutated out of control, and I'm trying to but failing to fix it, and... Kylan abruptly ends his rant, his chest heaving with deep breaths that almost sound like sobs. I can only stare at him in silence, still unable to process what he's told me. Please say something, Alia. How should I respond to Kylan's story? While I sympathize with him, he's done so many unacceptable wrong things. I don't know what you want me to say. That doesn't justify what you did. Thank you for telling me your story, but I can't just forgive what you've done. I'm supposed to say that doesn't justify what you did. As sympathetic as his story may be, I cannot forget how many people have gotten hurt because of the plague he created. If he's looking for forgiveness, he's not going to get it with a sob story or two. Kylan flinches at my words, his shoulders slumping in disappointment. I know it doesn't. I'm not trying to make excuses for my actions because I know I can't. I've honestly been tormented by guilt this whole time, and I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. Then why did you tell me all this, Kylan? Kylan shakes his head with a low, hollow laugh. I don't know. I just wanted to let you know the truth. You're the first person I've become close to since I arrived here in AIRIS, and I've lied to you too much, too long. I thought nothing. It doesn't matter anymore. I've never seen Kylan like this, looking like the wind is taking out of his sails, his head hanging low in shame. For one brief moment, I almost reach out to touch his arm in comfort, but then I stop myself. What am I thinking? He deserves this. He should feel guilty. I'm glad he's suffering. No, you're not. I want nothing to do with him anymore. I need some time. Please just leave me alone for now. I understand. I'm sorry to bother you. I won't do it again. Thank you for listening. With one last glance, I turn to leave the room, trying to forget the haunted, pained look in Kylan's eyes. Oh, this is making me so sad.
Ilya, will you please talk to me and tell me what's wrong?
No, Teddy. Never. It's a secret. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to end this episode here. If you guys enjoyed this episode of AIRIS, leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye-bye!